What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Slow Slicks YouTube channel, back with more Cobra content. So today we are going to be doing something that is probably going to make everyone angry. And I don't care. You're talking to the guy that built a V6 Mustang. I don't care about your opinions. All right, here it is. Bring all the smoke. Underglow, baby. I'm 33. I grew up in the Fast and Furious era. Need for Speed Underground. Dude, I've literally always wanted Underglow. And this was $50 on Amazon. This is the Korjo. Yeah, Korjo Underglow kit on Amazon. It has like 5,000 reviews. They're all pretty positive. So take a look. Open up the box here. Some random stuff. Basically, you just got a big old bag of lights in this little anti-static thing, so we'll have to open that up. And then there's some, whatever this is, sticky tape instructions that are probably written in Chinese. There you go, there's the company. This was $50 on Amazon. It was like $59.99. And yeah, the instructions are like totally worthless. But I'm going to film putting these on. Oh, there you go. Gives you a little something. And we'll see what we think. And you can drop in the comments whether you hate it or not, or maybe you actually like it. And either way, I don't really care. All right, so I went out to AutoZone. I got some things for the install. Some 3M double-sided tape to attach these with. They have tape on them, but it looks like it sucks. I also bought a switch. You probably can wire them straight to the battery, but I don't really want to, so I'm going to wire them to this 3-prong and then run this to a 12-volt hot switch underneath the car, kind of like I did my gauges. So we'll see if that works, but I'm going to start mounting these things. All right, so I unboxed it and just kind of threw it underneath the car, and I have it wired up to the cigarette lighter just to test and make sure all the strips work, which they do. And ta-da, it's actually pretty bright. There's about 1 million settings on it. I don't think it'll let me change it while I'm filming at the same time. It does not. But there's about 1 million different settings on here. This is just the first one. It's like the, rainbow effect deal as opposed to solid colors. This kit has, on the app, there's 120 different settings for changing. And then you can set it to whatever solid color you want, or you can also make your own color if you'd like. Pretty bright too, honestly. All right, so I have like half the car done. In terms of hiding the wires, I'd highly suggest pulling out the fender liner a little bit, and you can tuck it up under there so it's out of the way. I'll show you where I final mounted the lights. Also, pro tip, get yourself some high percentage isopropyl alcohol to clean off the surface, whatever you're mounting them to, so it sticks nice. That's all I did. I really don't want to screw into the body of the car at all, so I want these to be removable, so I'm just sticking them on with that double-sided tape I showed you earlier. All right, so I got the strips all mounted. There's one, so kind of mounted them underneath the side skirts. And if we go around to the back, these ones got mounted in that nice little spot right there. It's like kind of above the fuel tank. And then the front bumper, there's not a great place to put them really. So they ended up, let me back the camera up a little there. So they ended up there underneath the radiator dam sort of area. If you try and put them right underneath the front bumper, there's not really anywhere good to put them. And then I mounted the two controllers, one there and one right there underneath the fender liner, kind of by the horn. And now I just need to take this wire. I'm going to have to extend it a bunch. And then I'm going to run it into the car and mount it to the fuse box and a switch. All right, so got everything wired up. You can see I got about 1,000,000 zip ties in there. I haven't cut the little tails off yet, but just kind of tucked everything up where you won't be able to see it behind the fender liner. Ran the wires up through there, and they come out of that little hole that's kind of right in there. And then I'm going to run them through the firewall to the passenger fuse box. I haven't gotten that far yet. The other side is pretty much the same. Just zip tie everything nicely up there. Rear is similar. You just got to be careful with the IRS on the Cobras. And we're almost done. So I was curious about whether or not the LEDs would drain the battery if I hooked them to a constant 12 volt in the car. So I got my multimeter out. Gonna set it to DC amps. Take one lead, disconnect your negative, take the other lead, put it on the battery cable, and then you see what you get as far as draw. About 50 milliamps, so not really a problem, I don't think. Shouldn't kill my battery with that little of a draw. So interestingly though, I just pulled the fuse that I added the Underglow to on the car. That's what we got without it, which is about 20 milliamps. So it does have a 30 milliamp or so draw with the car off. Is that enough to kill the car? Probably not. Now it's down to 0.16. So, 16 milliamps roughly. Interesting. All right, so after seeing the battery draw on the car, I decided I was going to wire a switch that I wasn't originally planning on doing. So this should actually work out pretty nicely. I got a rocker switch from the parts store. I pulled the plastic off of the cigarette lighter that fits in the shifter boot. And then on the rocker switch, you have a ground, a 12 volt hot, and your two accessories. So flip the switch, light turns on. Guess what? Underglow. You can turn it on and off from the app now too, still, but I'm gonna hit the switch, off. Should be perfect. And then here's your final product. Well, I wired them up, and here we are. So much rice, so much hate, don't even care a little bit. Alright, so for anyone curious what it looks like at night, here you go. This is blue. I think it looks kind of cool personally. And then if you're curious about the app, so you can change variations of colors There's your rainbow effect. And there's about 1 million of them on here. You can also do solid colors. Etc. So there you have it for 50 bucks. It's really not too bad, honestly.